Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we have a very fun episode coming up, and as you can see we have two guests, two very dear friends of ours, Nikhil and Pallavi. Before I let them introduce themselves, I'll just quickly let you all know what we are up to today. Today, as you can see in front of us, we have 5 glasses and we are going to do a blind tasting of 5 different whiskies. Obviously, all of us here know the whiskies, and these whiskies are 5 12-year-old whiskies: Glenlivet 12, Glenfiddich 12, Glenmorangie 12, Glenfarclas 12, and Glenmorangie 12. So, before we get into the tasting, why don't you, Pallavi, start with your introduction?
Hi, I'm Pallavi. I'm the founder of Alcobuzz.
Hi, I'm Nikhil. I'm a distiller and one of the co-founders of Coffeen.
So, shall we start the battle of the Glens?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Before we start the battle, I have a small request to all those who claim their love for Glens. Glen means valley. Glen does not mean any distillery or any particular style of whiskey. So next time you are ordering or asking for a Glen, please do specify whether it's a Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, Glenmorangie, Glengrant, isn't it? Or Glenfarclas, or there are so many, Glenaliki, or there are so many of them. So anyways, so
Okay, so we are going from left to right. Okay.
towards the end, all of us will guess the whiskies.
Yes. And we will be sufficiently drunk.
So let's get started with the tasting. What floral?
Yeah. Very floral.
Some caramel.
Slight citrusy as well.
I'm getting a bit of cardamom. Peach.
Yeah, very that crisp.
Tropical.
I have a feeling which one it is. That pears and peach.
Has a nice.
It's fruity. There's no spice. I'm not getting any spice, but I'm getting a lot of fruit.
No, I'm getting some spice.
After water or before water?
No, I added a water only for the nosing. So.
Are we on to the second one now?
I've moved on to the second one, yeah. It gets fruitier and floral, I think. At least for me.
So we are on to B right now.
I'm finding a bit of citrus on it as well.
No, I think
I love this actually.
it's a nice inviting nose.
Definitely floral.
Okay, the C is quite intriguing. Very different from A and B for me so far.
They're also in such close proximity with each other in terms of the profiles. Barring the Farclas, I guess. The Grant, the Fiddich, and the Livet. It could be a tester to actually spot them out individually.
Yeah. Especially, I think a Glenfarclas probably will. I mean, we'll have to try it depending upon the 12-year-old how much of extraction it has from the wood, because again they only do sherry, Oloroso sherry, right?
So I'm guessing it might just get a little easier to pick that. I mean, it's still
compared to
but compared to the 3.
So we have 2 of them which are sherry and bourbon, right? 2 or 3?
2. I think the
No, even the Glen is Glenmorangie is
yeah. So 2. So Glenmorangie is Glenmorangie finished. Yeah.
It's a finish.
But again, Glenmorangie, it will be very difficult to sort of, or it's because the liquid is very delicate.
Right.
So from what I remember, it has the sherry influence on it. Unlike a lot of other sherry matured whiskies, it's a very on the delicate side. You get a spice. I mean, let's try. Let's not spoil it for. Because honestly, I am trying Glenlivet 12 and Glenfiddich 12, whichever order it is here, after a very long time. I really cannot recall trying the Glenlivet 12 or the Glenfiddich 12 in a while. I just have, I have tried the 12, Glengrant 12, and Glenmorangie 12 very frequently. But I haven't tried the other two, the Glenfiddich and the...
Similar, yeah.
For me, the
ditto.
recent one has been Glenfiddich. I
Okay.
think that's the one that I have tried. And
So that one you should get right, hopefully.
yes, I hope so.
Yeah, but that's the fun thing about blind tasting. I mean,
Right.
what it throws all your taste and palate,
Yeah.
whatever
It just
recollection that
strips,
you have.
You know, the whiskey of all the packaging and the pretense and everything else, and it's just like the spirit.
I know one for sure, I guess. Can't be sure until it's revealed, though. Yeah.
Oh, D is very distinct.
Yeah, D is very distinct.
Straight away sherry.
Yeah.
Probably PX.
It's PX for sure. Yeah.
Probably PX. It doesn't have...
It doesn't have as much dryness as
It's PX. You have that dark prune and dates, like, you know, that very dark syrupy note
Yes,
which
yeah.
typically PX has. There is no spiciness or
There's no
nuttiness.
spiciness, it's just like bitter chocolate. That's
Yeah.
the kind of finish.
I haven't tried it, but on the nose it's very like sherry sort of a thing.
Right.
yeah. It's little sweet, little dates, little honey also.
But it has some spiciness, a slight woody dryness towards the on the palate,
Yeah.
but fruity as well.
It's there's a bit of muted spice, like some nutmeg.
Yeah, very cinnamon sort of towards the back of it. But I don't know, so far I found the finish on all of them on the medium side, which is I think fair for a 12-year-old, because in terms of extraction or
It's definitely between light to medium. It's nothing is really overpowering as such.
so what are we getting on the E?
You're on the E.
Yeah, the last one, right? We are.
It's a little spirity, but well-rounded. Slightly fruity.
Get this sooty, sulfury note in there.
I get bit of nuts. I get some spices.
I get some dusted spice, like some spice dust, like.
It has a nice finish on it.
Yeah, the finish is nice. But I know which one is this.
Cool.
I can guess.
So since you know, we'll start with you. Yep. A to E.
So A, I think, is Glengrant.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first guess.
Okay.
B would be Glenlivet.
Okay.
C was interesting. Glenmorangie.
Okay.
D, Farclas. And the
Okay.
last one is Fiddick. So let's see.
Now off to the only distiller that we have.
Okay. I just hope I don't fuck this up. But okay. Grant A. B would be Fiddick. C would be Livet for me. D is a very straightforward Farclas. And the last one I think is a Morangie. Samta.
So we have two in common.
Yeah, two.
We got the A and
The D in common.
Yeah.
Right.
I know which one D is. E, I think so. For me, E, because it's the spirity amongst all three of them. I have a feeling this will be Glenfarclas.
Okay.
And D would be Glenmorangie, yes, because of the color. A for me, I think A is easier for me. I think A could be the Glenlivet because it has that, as I mentioned earlier also when you were tasting that pear,
Right.
peach, floral. I think for me it's very Glenlivet. Grant is the third one. Yeah, I have and B for me is it's a tie between them.
It's a very weird tasting because it's a wild guess within the familiarity of the whiskies that we know.
They're
So
very
it's hilarious.
similar in profile, right? Like little bit here and there, but more or less.
We have nothing in common.
Fiddick in common.
Yeah, we have Fiddick in common, right? Yeah. So now, okay, now we are done with the guessing. Why don't you rank them?
Oh wow, that's gonna be difficult. Okay. me go back.
Are we starting with Pallavi?
If you're ready with your ranking, we
Yeah,
can
we
start.
can start.
Can we just do the best one instead of just going rank? I think I like the D quite a bit.
So these your pick?
I think I'll go with the D. Yeah, for sure. D is a pick for me.
For me, I think
yeah,
D is the clear favorite.
Yours is
E.
So we're all going for Farclas. We just don't know which one it is. So
Yes, actually.
so we're both guessed it
Yes.
as D,
D was
and you
Farclas.
guessed it as E. So you're going for
Right.
that one as well. So
Right.
Cool. So,
Interesting.
Chilya, why don't you do the reveal for all of us?
A is Glenfiddich. Damn!
oh damn.
Wow.
Okay, this is F.
Holy shit. Okay.
Wow. I thought it was Glenlivet.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
is Glenlivet. Oh yes, I got it.
B is Glenlivet. Okay.
Woo!
Live it. Okay. Okay. Live it.
C is Glenmorangie.
Got it.
Damn. Fuck.
D is Glenmorangie.
Yes.
I got them all wrong. Could you believe that?
Yes.
Oh damn.
I'm surprised too is wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Insane.
I have a newfound respect
Two was
for
right.
Glenfiddich 12-year-old. So this is what the takeaway from a blind tasting is, that you start looking at a whiskey in a way you have never seen before.
Yeah.
So this is Morangie. Okay. No, this is a Farclas.
Glenfarclas
This
is.
Farclas,
This
yeah.
is Morangie.
That's Morangie.
Oh, this
C
is
is Grant.
Grant. Oh, nice.
So you got for you the top two. For you it was,
So the top one was Glenmorangie, which was surprising because I didn't think.
and for you as well it was Glenmorangie.
Yes.
Nikhil.
Yeah. Clearly now.
Got it.
I'll have to go
Wow.
and buy a bottle. Can't believe this. I was going for Farclas, but yeah, I guess.
So Nikhil, which one surprised you most out of the 5? Or if it's a part of the same question or a different question, which one you have a newfound respect for as well?
Right. The one that surprised me the most were the last two. I was trying to go for which one I have tasted, which one I know. I haven't tasted Lasanta for the longest time, so I don't know how it has been, what the latest batches taste like. But I thought I knew Farclas a little bit. Clearly, I don't. So I guess that's the beauty of blind tasting, right?
tasting, yeah.
And knowing which ones we were going for, it still kind of blew us out of the park. And so far, for me, that had got 0 right.
Very good.
And I have no qualms.
No, but that's the best thing about
That's funny.
That's the
fun,
whole
that's
point of this, right? I mean, you get to see the spirits in a whole new light, right? You don't not going by the packaging and the
Pallavi,
perceptions.
what's your one that surprised you most?
So I think it has to be the Glenmorangie. And I did not think that I would not know Glenfiddich. I thought that's my whiskey. I thought that is something I've been drinking for so long. I thought I would know it really well, but that was surprising.
No, for me, Glenfiddich has been quite surprising because I don't remember when I last had the Glenfiddich 12.
Okay.
So I've been very pleasantly surprised by Glenfiddich 12. I think for me it was the second pick.
Okay.
Even though I
Right.
and I thought for me 1-2 would be a close battle between the Glenmorangie and the Glenfarclas. But I mean, that's again beauty of blind tasting, and this is the precise idea why we do blind tasting. Last time I remember when I had Glenfiddich 12, because I thought it was a 12-year-old whiskey, you should not have it in a Glencairn, give it time, sip and enjoy. I had it with a cube of ice and soda highball, which is a perfectly fine way of having whiskey. But I think now after this, thanks to you guys, I will sip it as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's been quite a revelation, of course, and it just keeps proving the point that don't underestimate whiskeys.
Or judge a whiskey by its label or the age statement.
Absolutely.
So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And
Whatever's left
yeah.
right now.
Thank you. Cheers.